All right, let Coach get started. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, we were pleased with those guys. But we practiced hard, we got a little bit better. Started on offense. Did a good job. For the most part, pass protected. They had some very really nice complement of blitzes we've been saying all week. And they're hard to see coming. They do a nice job of disguising, and it can be hard to pick up. I thought our young guys, for the most part, did a pretty solid job to let Jake set his feet. Jake threw the ball pretty well. Had one pick, and probably like that back. This guy's coverage, they're really good at those type of things. But we battled, did a good job. Our defense played hard, very, very, very hard. Put them backs to the wall, and they answered for us. And yeah, so we got a lot to work on. But if we can continue to stay healthy and practice really hard, I think that's the key. I think we practice hard, and sometimes we have to practice hard to get better, and then sometimes guys get dinged, and Jake Elderkamp got a little bit dinged in practice, and so we think we'll get him back here quickly, but that happened late in practice, and so next man up, and three freshmen go, and sophomore, and then Sifa, the old man there, and they did a good job.
What was the looks you got from the offensive line, just having to throw, four guys in new spots and what we've seen?
Yeah, I think that's credit to start with Chris Strauss for being able to cross-train those guys a little bit, especially when you're trying to get guys locked into one position, let alone all these different positions. But that's just kind of how it goes. We only have so many guys ready to roll. And I thought those kids, at least from my vantage point, did a nice job. I'm anxious to go put the tape on and see how it really was. But I think for the most part, they protected Jake well enough for him to set his feet and throw the ball downfield. We'd like the running game to be a little bit better. Got some goal in there a little bit late, but that's sometimes what happens with that blitzing style of defense. It can affect your run game as much. It's nothing we didn't expect, but I thought we'd be able to run it earlier, maybe hopefully a little better.
Coach, you mentioned the pick that I think Jake could probably half back, but I was pretty impressed with that. I think his best two drives came right after.
Right. I think he hits 12 straight right after that. And, that's kind of how he is. He's kind of like next play. Whether he throws a touchdown or throws an interception, he's on to the next play. And I think that's kind of rare I think that's a rare, unique quality. I think all quarterbacks like to have that, but I still think it's rare for most quarterbacks to truly have that. He has it, and, he's also a young guy, and so I think that's one of the reasons that we kind of like him.
Coach, you opened up the playbook more for Jake, or is he opening it up himself? Because he just seems like real comfortable out there with anything you throw at him.
Yeah, and there, I'll tell you, he's doing a good job. We're kind of staying, it's a little bit like that teacher that's like one step ahead of the student a little bit. We throw a lot at him, and he's got a lot on his plate. And every now and again something will show up, but it is amazing. We don't slow down because of him. And I said that during the week. We slow down because of the group a little bit. It's just too much, and we're trying to. We push that fine line of trying to be creative enough to keep some guys off balance, but not so much that we're confusing ourselves. We try to get people on the field to get them, to play to their strengths in different skill positions. And so we're running a lot of guys on and shifting and motion and stuff. So there's a lot of things going on. But these guys, like I keep going back to, they keep studying, they keep practicing hard. I think it'll get easier for them, just in terms of what we're doing. I don't think the games are going to get easier. The games are going to get harder. But at least they can know what they're doing a little bit more.
You obviously had a high opinion of Jake for a long time now, but is this even maybe a little better than you could have hoped for in his first 3 games?
I just think we take it one game at a time. I think the competition is going to continue to increase, and we'll just see how he does. And that's how I want our whole team to look at it. That's how I want our staff to look at it. I think he's doing what we thought he could do, and we're pleased. And I think really, pleased with the whole crew up front. He can be as good as he wants to be, but if he's running for his life all the time, it's going to be tough sledding. And like I said, they let him set his feet against a pretty heavy blitz team.
When was the last time you called for the fake field goal?
I don't know when the last time we called for the fake field goal was. Yeah, credit goes to 2 guys on that. Jeff Choate, our special teams coordinator, he was all over that, he really wanted it bad. I thought we were actually maybe a little too close for it. And then secondly, Tristan's fast. I mean, you know, he got a jump on the guys, and, but when you're watching him, he can run. And, I think your normal kicker might have gotten caught.
Obviously, it worked to perfection, but was any part of you thinking, we never roll this guy out for a field goal, how are they gonna, wouldn't you assume that they would think there was some kind of?
Well, no, he kicked a little bit last game. Yeah, he does. And Tristan, I mean, those guys are kind of interchangeable, and, you know, I think they knew that. I don't think they were, he almost tipped his hand a little bit. I mean, he was leaning, he was wanting to get out. He was like that racehorse at the gate trying to get out. And I'm thinking, oh, man. But I think they thought he was just itchy to kick the ball.
Are we gonna see more of those?
If I said yes, then they probably won't stop. You know, we're always trying to figure out just different ways to, you know, sometimes they work and it's great, and sometimes it's like, what was that? You know, I mean, that's, you gotta live and die with those type of things, so let's all remember when this one worked, right? I think I don't know, you know, I asked early on, I said, where'd put him? He said, he's down, I said, what's wrong? He said, he's got an ankle. And that's all I know, he never came back, so, we'll find out later.
On the touchdown pass to Sample, what was that, what was the intent, and
Yeah.
what did Jake respond? What did he
Yeah,
say?
they kind of turned into a little bit of street football, and Jake in some ways is like that knuckleball thrower. You know, you're used to all these dual threat guys that are fast and elusive, and he kind of just finds his way to buy time. The guys miss him, and he gets out of things and he throws it up. A little play action. Utah State did a good job. Full on run, sell. The safety stayed back and didn't bite. Jake kept it alive and gave Drew a chance.
What stood out most about this defense, this first 3 games, and what those guys have been able to do without really a lot of fanfare coming in?
Yeah, I think they just play hard, you know. I think they're pretty assignment sound. I think about those guys again, if we can really keep practicing hard. I think in some ways it's harder to practice very hard on defense during the week. A little bit with just scout team, a little bit with tackling, those type of things. And so we have to really stay on our toes to make sure that we're challenging those guys to continue to impress.
The sequence where you got the long interception return and then they got the long fumble return. A bit unusual, but.
Yeah, disappointing. I mean, frustrating. It was so awesome to see our defense swell up and, you know, stuff to run, and then they knew they were gonna throw it, and right in the throwing lanes. It'll be interesting to go back and look at that tape because, you know, we do a lot of time spent on kind of educating guys on, you know, football intelligence, I think, when to throw a block, when to not block. You know, guys out in front of everybody. And so our guys were just pulling off because they saw Brandon going. And maybe we should have screened some guys a little bit more to get him in there. But anyways, great job by the defense. Unfortunate, you know, Jeff, you know, he's still getting back into the mix. And, you know, those things happen. And we'll all learn from it. And he's still going to be a good weapon for it.
The struggles in the run today, was that a result of how Utah State played? Was it the result of the young offensive
Yeah,
line?
it's probably a combination of both. We'll have to put the tape on to really see that. But those blitzing, those pressures, you know, they can be as effective in the run game as they can be in the pass game. They get on edges, and, you know, it's not clean, and backs have to stop their feet, and all those type of things. So I'm sure it's a little bit of combination of both.
What was Jeff's role, or what was the game plan for him coming in today?
Well, you know, we'll just keep tweaking and figuring out what we think. He's a big, strong, fast guy, and can control the ball. And so he's gonna, you know, he'll have a unique role with us. And to say exactly what it is, it's gonna change all the time. And I don't really want to say exactly what it